A lot of content we've seen from Sonic X Shadow Generation so far has really made it confusing to which era of Shadow comes from in Shadow Generations. It's safe enough to assume he's from the same era as Sonic, right? Well, Eggman takes over the world in Sonic Forces, hence why Sunset Heights is filled with Death Egg robos. But Sonic Forces takes place after Generations, so surely there shouldn't be any Death Egg robos in Sunset Heights by that logic. And why is Shadow visiting Chaos Island? Well, let me explain what I think. But before we get into that, did you know that a large percent of you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel? How about we fix this? So be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you'll be notified for the next time I upload. And check out all my other videos I've done on this channel. I do animations, I do gaming, I do reactions, and of course I do these discussion videos. So why not subscribe? It's free after all. Previously, I believed Shadow Generations to take place after the events of Sonic Frontiers, meaning Sonic X Shadow Generations would contain a character from the past, Classic Sonic, a character from the present, Modern Sonic, and a character from the future, Shadow. But Dark Beginnings, the prologue to Shadow Generations, has really thrown a curveball in which era the Shadow you play as comes from. Towards the end of episode 1, we see the present day text appear, but could that mean present as in 2024 post Frontiers, or could that mean present as in 2011 just before Sonic Generations? Originally I thought the present meant 2024 post Frontiers, but in episode 2, Rouge asks Shadow to come to Sonic's birthday party. Again, this could either be 2024 or 2011. Sonic has multiple birthdays obviously. With Dark Beginnings pushing Rouge being part of Shadow's story, it does make me wonder how will she appear in Shadow Generations, because she's trapped in white space in Sonic Generations, but is very likely going to show up in Shadow Generations. So if Shadow Generations uses Shadow from Post Frontiers, does that mean Post Frontiers Rouge will also show up, therefore giving us two Rouges? So whether Dark Beginnings takes place before Sonic Generations or after Sonic Frontiers is still a real mystery. But let's look at some of the content in the game to try and get answers. As I said previously, Sunset Heights is filled with Death Egg robos, which wouldn't make sense if Shadow is from pre-Sonic Generations, because Eggman takes over the world in Forces, so he hasn't taken over the world yet. This is also the same case with Chaos Island. Why is it in the game? Shadow may have visited these places before they showed up in the other games, but that doesn't explain the Death Egg robos in Sunset Heights. We also see the volcano erupt in some of the images of Chaos Island and Shadow Generations, but the volcano only erupts when someone completes the pinball inside the volcano, as we learned in Sonic Frontiers. So clearly at this point in time, someone is completing the pinball in the background. So this is likely Sonic, which makes this even more confusing. The scenarios at hand here I believe that could be occurring are either A, Shadow is from Post Frontiers, hence why we revisit Sunset Heights and Chaos Island as I've discussed, or B, Shadow time travels further into the future in Shadow Generations. Why may he do this? Honestly, I'm not sure, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. And finally C, the Time Eater can take events from the future. I don't think it was ever discussed whether the Time Eater can do this, but come on, it's the Time Eater. He can travel through time. I think originally people didn't believe he was able to do this, as Tails and Classic Tails have a conversation about seeing places and enemies from their past, which doesn't disprove about being able to travel to places from the future. I just think that conversation never happened. Time travel makes each theory even worse because Shadow may need the Chaos Emeralds to time travel, like he does in Sonic 06, but Sonic is the one collecting the emeralds in order to destroy the Time Eater. But then again, Shadow time travels using only 2 emeralds in 06, so he may get a few before Sonic. One of the real reasons I believe these are featured in Shadow Generations is because of asset reuse. This is a very prominent thing throughout the Sonic games, with assets reappearing in future titles from previous games. And Sonic Team has split work on this game, while the rest of the team work on Sonic Frontiers too. I really don't think the team working on Sonic X Shadow Generations is very big, and it's likely a very small portion of the Sonic team, so multiple games can be developed at one time. So asset reuse is the cheapest and quickest way to develop this title. But what do you guys think? Do you think Shadow Generations takes place after the events of Sonic Frontiers, or do you think it's during Sonic Generations and we just travel to the future? Let me know in the comments down below, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So I thank you all for watching, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all my social media pages, which will be linked in the description down below, and I will see you all in my next video. So until then, take care, bye bye.